Next thing, a CAP was discussed and probably done. Nothing is fancy here. I want to quickly discuss lunch tray because it's a program similar to Cupcake. It has multiple screens. Screens are slightly fancier than Cupcake. And since your assignment also have multiple screens, you can borrow logic if you want. Okay. So let's clone lunch tray and see what is inside and quickly go through this. I don't plan to spend more than 20 minutes on this. So because going through every line of code, there's no point. It is just kind of copy-paste into copy-paste. But navigation logic is probably useful. So let's see. Okay? So let's clone lunch tray. And again, it goes directly to Google. I didn't create fork. Sometimes I do create fork if I plan to update it. In this case, I don't really plan to update it, so I didn't create a fork. So let's copy and clone it. So I will. Should I keep stack data open? No, I will close it. Okay, closed. And let's do it before break, like 15 minutes, and hopefully it will fit into 15 minutes. After this, we'll have break, and after break, we will do multiple, like different screen sizes. Okay? And different screen sizes will likely go into the next lesson because I will make more examples. So let's continue. Let's do it. Get from version control, Command V. This is, so I will call it lunch tray. It's too long. Lunch tray. Okay? So let's clone it and see. I anticipate the same issue with opening Android this project because it is more than 1 year old, and Android Studio already complained about this issue. Okay, so let's see. Okay. Trying to make sense of it. Okay. Here it is, almost. It wants update. Still didn't pop up as issues. No, it did. This was fine. You see, it probably depends on which libraries is used. Maybe if that project used Java 17, this is why it was popping up. Maybe this is 1.8 and this is smoother. They all use Java 17, but I mean Java 1.8 as a code compliancy. So it is backward compatible with 1.8, but they still use Java 17 to compile it. So it seems that it's fine, it's open. I don't want to run that one in hope that I can run it in hope that it will not break, but who knows, it may. So let's see what we have. So it was in global build file. They use application library Kotlin, right? So it is quite standard. And I believe here they just added view model compose and navigation. Not view model compose, just view model compose and navigation. So let's find it. It is 1.8, so this is probably why I didn't complain. In that version of the code that had the issue, it was 17. So they added navigation compose, right? And they added view model compose somewhere. Otherwise, how would you do it? Activity compose, material too. Why don't they have view model compose? Life cycle runtime kits, yes. Okay, interesting. Okay, let's open this. UI, order view model. So they do have view model, cool. Update entry, update side dish, update accompanied, whatever. Reset order, update items, okay. Side dish menu screen, start order screen. This menu screen. So lunch tray screen, this is probably global, right? Not global. Where's the global one? Maybe it's called from main activity. Okay. From the main activity, they call lunch tray app. Okay. So where is lunch tray app lives? Perhaps here. Here it is. So this is entire screen. Typically, remember nav controller is giving an object that will be remembered, right? Because this function is called repeatedly, and controller is storing state of the navigation, so it has to be remembered. Okay. They also trigger update of the screen from the navigation of the controller. It's not necessary if you replace entire screen by navigation, but they don't. My examples, most of them replace entire screen. In these two examples, they replace only part of the screen, and they trigger update of the toolbar by this object. Nav controller get backstack entry as state. So this gives state object that will trigger update of the screen, so it will update the toolbar at the top. Not toolbar, top bar at with the label. So they call view model directly here, functions not as a parameter, but newer examples, they call it as a parameter, provided as default parameter. Why? Because this is dependency of the function. If it is provided of the parameter, dependency is not hard-coded. It is nicer. But this works as well. Why not? So they have a scaffold, and scaffold contains nav host inside of it. So as you see, top bar is not replaced because only part which is replaced, it is navigation host during navigation. So this is the reason why they need to trigger update of the entire screen, because toolbar needs to be updated. Top bar needs to be updated. Yeah, in my opinion, this is not really better because you still update entire screen, so why don't you just replace entire screen? So, and this seems to be more direct logic than triggering screen and figuring out what's supposed to be new message on toolbar. Because they do need to figure out what is supposed to be new message on the toolbar. And this is navigation, so they have route with this start screen, entry screen, and lunch tray screen. Somehow in this particular chapter, they store navigation addresses that are just strings are inside of enum class. It appears a little strange because this approach will not work in general. And I will tell you why it was not working in general. Because they reuse title on the top of the screen, so this will be title on the top of the screen as address, navigation address. Since navigation address is the screen, it seems, yeah, why not? But idea sucks. And the idea sucks because it is quite often navigation address contains data, and you don't want to display that data as the title of the screen. So although this looks smart, no, it sucks because it doesn't work in general. Because navigation addresses do contain data in general. And what they do, they reuse navigation address as a title on top of the screen. Because they use just enum with the string in it. They definitely do not continue this approach in future examples because it just doesn't work this way. It doesn't work if we have a data inside of the address. But of course it works here, so they did it. How do they navigate? And this is how they figure it out, what is supposed to be on top of the screen. So current screen, and they essentially pick address and push it, current address, so this is current address. It's not current screen, it's actually current address. And they use this current screen as a parameter of top bar somewhere. Let's figure out where. Yes, you see current screen title. So this is triggering screen update. And just because everything is updated, it will pick new address, and it will update title of toolbar by calling this function again. So essentially, they're rebuilding the screen. Why don't you just navigate into entire piece? Okay, whatever. By the way, future examples from Google do navigate to entire piece. Okay, so in the view model, this stores, as we see, this store state flow, and they convert it into state. So this is probably state flow. So view model state flow. Where does view model state flow? View model. It is also global view model. They share data between the screens. It doesn't have to be global, by the way. You can create view model per screen. But view model per screen can be created only using HILT. And this is current limitation of the technology. Currently, Android does not provide a way to create view models per screen using composed navigation. For older system, yeah, you can, but not with composed navigation.
If you have multiple view models, you need to use HILT?
Yes. If you use compose and, no, not multiple. You can use multiple view models, but they all will be global. So you can create view model per screen, but they will always stay around. They will not be created and discarded when you do navigation. So in terms of memory, it is less efficient because they're all global, but you can have them per screen. They will be just all globals, staying all the time.
So I guess HILT would be like greater separation of concerns?
No, it's also, if they're all global, they will hog memory forever because they're all global. So for this reason, if you use HILT, that's supposed to, but who knows how it does it. Okay, that's supposed to create them and discard them when you do navigation. If it works as promised, it is also memory optimization. Without help, you can create view models per screen. You just call them, make different class names, but they will be all globals. So this is the only difference. And just because they're all globals, they will stay forever, hog memory forever, so it is less optimal. Let's run it and see what kind of Go it has, in case it's something interesting. I suspect the GUI of this program is just a little tedious. It's not fancy in any sense. Okay, first screen. Radio buttons selectable by clicking entire piece, right? So what did they do? They most likely made an entire piece clickable, right? See? Probably it's card. Okay. So next, the same radio button. So essentially, it's just repetition of the same logic in slightly different context. So this is not fancy. It is just a repetition in terms of programming, right? It's nothing new. So what is next? Again, radio buttons. Another copy-paste of the code. OK? And this is summary. And submit. Submit is not going anywhere. Okay. So this program is not fancy in terms of, it is long, but it's not fancy because it is not a lab. It is kind of assignment. So Google provides lab with more explanation, and after this, they give practice assignment with solution without explanation. So it was assignment. So it was assumed that after going through cupcake example, which was explained there, students of this course can do something similar, which is just kind of a repetition of the same stuff in slightly different context. This is why probably it's repetitive. Radio buttons is a list, another radio buttons is a list. Okay. So let's have a break. I think this is not fancy in terms of GUI. It is, they made that row clickable the same way I created row clickable in paper, rock, scissors. No, paper, rock, scissors, it is card clickable. Where did they create row clickable? It was tip calculator. That was row clickable. Card has a function on click. No, method. Card has a parameter on click. Card function has parameter on click. In this case, I don't think it's a card. Let's see. Whatever. It's not fancy anyway. So let's have a break and restart after break, talking about different screen sizes and navigation using different screen sizes. Okay? So let's have 15 minutes break.